This was terrible. I don't know if y'all heard the news, but Vince Zampella, who was one of the co-creators of mm, the Call of Duty series, Infinity Ward, responsible for the original Call of Duty, Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, of course, before he exited the studio because Activision was greedy and didn't pay out certain bonuses that they were supposed to for them meeting their marks of being like basically the best selling game of all time or something like that, or like the most selling in a single year with Modern Warfare 2. um, and then later of course went on to form Respawn Entertainment, worked with EA, released games like Titanfall 2, Apex Legends, the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Fallen Order, and then of course most recently became the lead of DICE, who of course puts out the Battlefield games, and helped lead the efforts to put out Battlefield 6, which is a very beloved one in the series, of course. He unfortunately had passed away, and it's such a tragedy, seeing people that are basically industry titans like this die under such brutal circumstances. I'm not going to show, but there was apparently like an actual video. I guess he was kind of like going around in his Ferrari, going a little too fast, and lost control of the vehicle, hit a barricade, and it was just a very brutal incident. There was a passenger as well with him. They got ejected out of the car. They passed away as well. It's just absolutely tragic. And it's senseless, really. It really is senseless because, I mean, it was very irresponsible to drive in that fashion. And, I mean, it's just awful. Feel really bad about this. And, we definitely lost one of the good ones, guys. Like he was responsible for some of the best CODs, obviously. The Titanfall games, Titanfall 2, absolutely brilliant. If you never played it, the Star Wars Jedi games, some of my favorite Souls games of all time, absolutely epic games. He even, of course, him and West, I forget his first name. They're the ones that co-founded Infinity Ward. They worked on the Medal of Honor franchise before that. That's kind of where they got their start. And then they left EA, and then it's kind of funny that they, it kind of goes back around and they end up working for EA again. So that's a little bit ironic, I suppose. But I guess EA recognized their worth after they apparently didn't originally, but whatever. Yeah, it's just such a tragedy, seeing this kind of thing. And I mean, get the beers out, pour one out for Vince Zampella, Jason West, there it is, and also co-founded with Grant Collier. So yeah, just such a tragedy, seeing that happen. Apparently worked with other companies before that. I'm curious if they actually have like a list of his actual games he worked on. They don't really have anything like that listed here on his Wikipedia. I'll see if I can find. There's a Moby Games. Let's see if it's got some stuff here. Full credits. We'll try that. Okay, yeah, he's had a long time in the industry. Apparently, getting his start all the way back in 1995. Funny enough, on the Atari Jaguar, doing some ports for the Atari Jaguar. That's kind of interesting. Doing some PC games otherwise, mainly PC, until, of course, we got eventually to Call of Duty 2, which was on the Xbox 360, a launch title. Definitely a groundbreaking game for that console. Quite an interesting and storied history in the industry, and definitely a loss, I would say. So I don't know. It sucks, but I mean, it's also a cautionary tale at the same time. I guess when you get to that status, you get to that level of fame, that level of accomplishment, that level of wealth. Um, I guess thrills like going super fast in a Ferrari on a road that you should have no business doing that. I guess that's what it takes to get rid of the mundanity of your life, if you get to that point. I can't imagine that personally. But yeah, just be careful, guys, and rest in peace to Vin Zampella. Thanks for all the great games. Thanks for the great memories.